All right, howdy there, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. It is Saturday, first Saturday of August, and weather-wise, we've had a pretty warm day. San Antonio was not included in a heat advisory this afternoon, but it was still hot. It was still humid. Our highs were in the upper 90s today, but there were several areas around the metro, towards the Rio Grande, down I-35, around the hill country too. That a few areas did pick up 100 to 101. Which we'll take a look at the numbers in a second and what to expect for tomorrow, because there is a chance for a few showers tomorrow morning, 7, 8, and 9 a.m., and we'll show you a future radar and everything coming up in just a bit. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. We'll be talking all things weather for the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. All starting with this right here, if I'm pointing correctly, perfect. Yeah, numbers for summer so far, summer 2024. Last several weeks, cloud cover, tropical rains. We had Alberto, and then we also had Beryl, which obviously moved away from us towards Houston. But this pattern, along with some weak upper level disturbances from the north, has brought our temperatures below normal for these last several weeks. I mean, last week we had highs in the 80s. It was awesome. But now we're heading into a more summer familiar like pattern. Next several days hot, 99, 100, 101. Pretty much that'll be the theme through next week. But so far, it hasn't been bad. And I say that loosely because we still have hit, 100 degrees or hotter 12 times. But to put in perspective, this time last year on August 3rd, our triple digit counter was at about 45 to 46. We're at 12. Last year wrapped up with 75 total days of triple-digit heat. So it was, as a matter of fact, that is the all-time record. 2023 holds the record for San Antonio specifically for all-time triple-digit days in 1 year. We're only at 12. Obviously, it's still hot, it's still humid, but the fact that we've only hit 12 so far is incredible. And considering the annual average for San Antonio is 18 in 1 year, I know that's hard to believe. But in the last 30 years, there have been years where we've hit 100 degrees, 40, 50, 60 total times. It just feels so common in the summertime. But this year, it's only been 12 and the average is 18. So we're actually trending right around, if not below average. However, I think this is going to change by next week. We have several days in the forecast of 100 degrees or hotter, especially next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we'll show you that in a second. Okay, clear skies and a few clouds overhead. Temperature-wise, 96 feels like 101 outside. Winds are not providing much of a relief. They're moving around 7. Temperature-wise, we're at 96 in the city, a little cooler, if you will, not so hot in Bernie, at 91. 91 at Fredericksburg. It's still cooking out west, guys. I mean, look at this. 105 in Del Rio and 102 in Eagle Pass, 100 in Hondo. Okay, when does fall start from Vivi? The technical, the fall equinox, the autumnal equinox is what they call it. It's usually around September 20th, 21st. Let me just double check the exact day of when fall begins. Again, you got to remember, even though fall officially starts in September, South Texas is always late to the game. The entire Lone Star State is usually late to the game. We don't see consistent cool-offs until like late October, early November. We will get some fronts, some stronger cold fronts moving in late September, early October, but consistently cooler. It's really not until late October into November, like the latter half of fall. Okay, so first day of fall is technically September 22nd this year. It varies year to year from the 20th to the 21st to sometimes the 22nd. So that's the beginning of fall. Still very humid outside. Texas, yeah, they're Texas size, Liz. Oh my goodness. Have you seen those mosquitoes? Sometimes I've seen some as big as my palm. I mean, those mosquitoes are large. You know why? Because we saw so much rain in the spring and even some rain this summer. The ponds, the creeks, the slower bodies of moving water, those are usually the areas, the sitting water areas, just are a breeding ground for mosquitoes and large insects. But yeah, I see them all the time. I mean, I got bit like 3 times from mosquitoes in the last couple of days. Use your sunscreen, drink your water, wear light colors clothing. Absolutely, Liz. All good tips because it was hot today. It'll be hot tomorrow. There will be a few showers tomorrow morning. Heads up there if you're driving any or early tomorrow morning. We'll show you the forecast in a second. Here's the heat index values. You can see it's a little cooler in the hill country. They have some cooler, some cloud cover and a couple of isolated showers far north, which is keeping the air temperature and the heat index a little bit farther down, lower 90s. But in the city, I mean, it is cooking. 101 the heat index in the city, 102 at Del Rio, 104 Eagle Pass. And you got to remember the heat index is not much. It's not as prominent out west. Towards Del Rio, it's more of a dry heat. Here in San Antonio and around the metro, it's more of a humid heat. It's not a vast difference, but it's enough to have an impact on our temperatures and, of course, the heat index values. So Del Rio, Rio Grande, Eagle Pass, more of a dry desert heat. The farther you are west towards the northern Mexico area, it's very dry. But the farther east you are towards the coast, that's where the humidity is going to be a little bit more elevated in that area. Okay, tonight's forecast, we stay clear and nice sunset out there. Looks pretty nice. Here's the setup. Now, we have a frontal boundary up farther north. It's pumping its brakes. It's not going to get anywhere near us. We would like for it to get near us, but it's not. It's going to settle out somewhere in northeast Texas between Austin and Dallas and north of Houston. Now, we mentioned this obviously because it gives you perspective. I mean, if you look closely, I mean, obviously it's hot out north and west. Phoenix is at 113. Talk about a desert heat in Phoenix. 80 in Amarillo, 96 in San Antonio. Now, what this front will offer up is a little bit of energy, some lift. And when you combine that with our setup at the surface, you get some rain around. It's not a lot, but it will touch off a couple of downpours here and there. Speaking of, moving just west of Fredericksburg, I'm waiting for this to update. There we go, perfect. Cities weren't updating. If you look closely, I'll stop the clock. We have an outflow moving in from the north. Off that frontal boundary, it pops off storms, and sometimes these showers and storms will survive a trip farther south towards the hill country, towards San Antonio, and sometimes as far south as the coastal bend. But notice on radar between Junction, Sonora, towards Real and Edwards County, I mean, there are a couple of hit or miss downpours here and there. Light green colors on radar, mainly just light rain, but some of those yellow colors on reflectivity, those are reflecting, again, some of these more moderate to heavy downpours. Sonora, Junction, west of the hill country, north of Rock Springs. Now, I don't think the hill country is going to get much rain out of this, but this is just to show you that the pattern is somewhat conducive for some rain. Now, after 8 p.m., I think we lose the rain chance. There may be a couple of lingering showers between Kerrville and Gillespie County, maybe Fredericksburg. Not going to be a lot, but there will be a couple of hit or miss light showers through sunset. After that, it all goes away. You can see by 10 p.m. tonight, it is mostly quiet, a little bit of cloud cover here and there. Tomorrow morning is when it gets a little interesting. As you can see, the forecast models are depicting another little wave of energy moving off that outflow, off that frontal boundary up farther north. As long as it's near us, we'll have a chance at seeing some of these outflows move in our direction. Is it going to be everywhere? No. But tomorrow morning, 7, 8, 9 a.m., there could be a couple of hit or miss downpours in the area, and that may disrupt your drive time tomorrow morning. Obviously, it's the weekend, but it's Sunday. A lot of folks are out going to church, going out to, grocery store, getting ready for any outdoor plans Sunday afternoon, which I think will be fine. It'll be just like today, hot and sunny in the afternoon, but in the morning, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 a.m., a couple of hit or miss showers here and there. Not going to be widespread, and as you can see, based on this particular forecast model, the hill country doesn't see anything. But again, this just to reiterate, this is a forecast model, so it's just showing what could happen. Don't look at it and think like, oh, this is exactly where it's going to rain at this time. It just shows you that the atmosphere will be unstable tomorrow morning with an outflow boundary moving in from the north, and some of that will move into the area. So anywhere from Kerrville to Bernie, Seguin, Gonzales, Pleasanton, Floresville, San Antonio, Bulverde, there will be a couple of isolated spotty showers tomorrow morning. Not going to be everywhere, but a couple of these downpours could get heavy. After 11 a.m., it's sunny, it's hot, highs in the upper 90s, just like today. And then with daytime heat, 5, 6, 7 p.m., there will be another round of widely scattered showers between Gonzales, San Antonio, Uvalde, Del Rio. Obviously, most of us will miss out on the rain, But tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening, there's a chance. And we have to cherish it while we have it, because by Monday, aside from a stray shower, I think we're just losing out on the rain chance. So tomorrow's forecast for your Sunday, high near 97 to 98. A few showers around 8 and 9 a.m. Same thing around 5 and 6 o'clock. If you don't see rain, you're seeing sunshine, you're seeing a few clouds, and that's it. But if you're lucky enough to be caught under a downpour, that'll create some slick roads and some lower visibility just for a brief amount of time. These are not expected to be severe. Just a quick passing shower possible tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening. Now look at this, high pressure. It's out west right now, but through next week, through next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it'll move in from the desert southwest and start to expand from there to Texas. As you can see, a lot of heat expected. So I think what this is going to do is increase our temperatures a little bit. We're forecasting highs, tomorrow and Monday, 99 to 100 degrees or so. But I think by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week, it gets a little hotter. And this could prompt more heat advisories, likely maybe some heat warnings. This is probably going to be the hottest stretch of weather we're going to see this summer, because obviously we saw some clouds, some rain, some tropical systems last couple months, but the fact that we're going to see 4 to 5 days of 100s, 101s, 102s, 103s possible. This is going to be a hot stretch of weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week, which is why these are going to be alert days. So we'll obviously fine-tune the forecast. It's still a long ways out, but I think by the middle and latter half of next week it is going to be pretty hot. No big surprise, because August is actually the hottest time of year. First 2 weeks we peak in our average high, and then towards September and October we start to trend downward. So this is the hottest time of year technically based on average temperatures. Okay, tropics are heating up. We had a lot of dust in the Atlantic last couple weeks. Since Beryl, now we have a new tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. It is emerging off the coast of Cuba. It is a tropical storm, a weekend tropical storm. But notice winds are on the top of the screen, 40 miles an hour. Moving northwest at 14. Pressure is not too impressive, struggling a little bit as it launches off the coast of Cuba. It's been interacting a lot with land, with the center over land. You don't get much intensification, but now that it's over water, we'll have to watch as it kind of parallels the Florida Peninsula, I should say. It'll make landfall somewhere north of Tampa Bay between Sunday night and Monday. Here's the forecast cone. You can see as it makes landfall sometime Monday morning, potentially maybe Monday afternoon as a Category 1, and that'll be the next landfall for the U.S. And then moving into the eastern Florida area, Jacksonville, producing a little bit of rain and storm surge for the Georgia and southern Carolina coast by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. So that's the latest on Debbie, Tropical Storm Debbie. Okay, forecast for the next couple days, guys. It is going to be hot tomorrow, 99. Again, a chance for rain tomorrow morning, 8, 9, 10 a.m. A couple of showers here and there around San Antonio. Between here, Seguin, Gonzales, up I-35, there will be a few showers around. Not going to be impressive, but there will be a couple of downpours present. Monday, not all that impressive. There will be maybe a stray shower in the afternoon, but I think we lose out on the rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as high pressure really starts to take over. It'll fluctuate back and forth between here, Arizona, Utah. That's really where it's been strong for the last couple of days, but it will go back and forth. And you can see by Wednesday and Thursday is really when it starts to gain the upper hand. We're forecasting highs now around 101, 102, maybe 103. And when you factor in the humidity, it's when it's a little bit hotter, when you get heat index values near 108 to 110. So it's going to be hot late next week. Liz, you're very welcome. You have a blessed night as well. Thank you so much. Question about the dust above. No more dust. There's a little bit of leftover small concentrations of dust north, David, but most of it is out. It's dispersed, and we're saying goodbye to the dust for the time being. August, it can still happen, but right now, not much dust out there. Carolina, good night. Thank you so much. Bless you too. Thank you so much. Yeah, again, fall starts on September 22nd this year. And obviously that usually means cooler temperatures, but It's not until October and November we get those stronger cold fronts moving in. And we could use it because look at that. It is going to be extremely hot, toasty, dangerous heat Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as highs max out well above normal. Average high this time of year is 97, and will be a few to 4 to 5 degrees above that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for August 8th, 9th, and 10th next week. We'll leave it on the forecast a little longer, guys. Have a safe Saturday night. Drive carefully, and we'll see you on KENS 5 News at 10 for everything you need to know about weather, news, sports. We'll have all the updates here on KENS 5 News at 10, so tune in a couple hours on Channel 5.